excited? Is it a sigh of relief? Like, what was your reaction when you get this deal done that we announced yesterday while we were on the air?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm very excited. I think the excitement kind of hit me more when I knew that Danny and I had the same feelings about making sure I was staying a Flyer. So I've been excited, and it's just more a relief now that it's dealt with.
What did you think, Travis, when Travis Sanheim was the one to, quote-unquote, break the news? I mean, you had to have seen that. That's the first. I saw it on Twitter first there.
Yeah, I had kind of known about it. He was before even like reaching out to the Flyers media and setting it all up. He was teasing me that he was going to say something before, and I was like, please don't do anything stupid. But no, it ended up working out good. Yeah, I was glad he was part of it.
But that has to kind of speak to the relationship I think that you guys have, and obviously this team has too.
Yeah, it's everyone. I think everyone on the team loves Sandy, and it's we've always had a great relationship, and he's always been one of the guys like level-headed, just tell me how it is. So when I was going through the process, just whether telling me I was being a little off the rails or I was in the right mindset, he was there to level me out. So it was good, and like I said, I was glad that he was part of it at the end.
We're talking to Flyer Travis Konecny on the Comcast Business Hotline. I also would say he is the second most famous London, Ontario person of all time, I guess, behind Bieber, or are you above him now that you signed this contract?
Oh, gosh, no. I'm well behind him. It's funny, though, neither of us are actually from London, but I think it's the closest spot that everybody knows. So, all
right, I've been to London. I love the town up there. It is pretty cool. But I got to ask you, TK, you've been on this team for you're a veteran. I mean, you might not feel like it age-wise, whatever, but you're one of the, most tenured veterans here in Philadelphia. You've gone through an awful lot with this hockey team, and now we know the excitement surrounding it. Keith Jones, Danny Briere, admitting a rebuild. Michkov comes over. What's the feeling like now, maybe in a different way than it was before with you and this hockey team?
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying it for the last couple of years. It's an exciting time to be part of this organization. I mean, not even from a hockey standpoint, but just you can feel what ownership and the staff, everything, the way we're treated as players, the facilities that we have, that stuff's great. And then on top of it, the hockey's only getting better, and you can sense the players that they're bringing in, they have a good grasp on the guys that they want and the style of play, and it's all good direction. And I feel really good about it. We're all really excited. We're all on the same page, and we're eager to get back there, I can tell you that.
I know the Matvei Michkov was the biggest news ahead of obviously your contract extension, him coming over, and I'm sure you saw some of the comments he made. Have you ever played with a player, one, like him, and what have you seen from him? I know you said that you've watched some of the YouTube clips like we all have, but he seems to be the real deal, even if it's untested at this level. Yeah,
I mean, I play with some good players. I mean, I think when I came in, it was G and Jake. They were some pretty high end players in this league, and I have no doubt that this kid's going to be able to accomplish some of the things they did. But I don't like putting a ton of pressure on him. I know everyone's super excited about it. I hope he comes in and enjoys himself the first year, feels it out, and he feels confident, and he's ready to be part of the team for the long haul. And we'll all work with him with the growing pains, the good, the bad, and we'll be there to support him and just make sure he's confident.
How much do you worry about that language barrier, if at all?
He'll be okay.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, at the end of the day, hockey players are hockey players. He's going to think the game the same way as all the rest of us. Maybe not. He's just from what I've been hearing, he's got a pretty high level of hockey sense. So maybe he's a little ahead of us on some things, but I think that it'll be all good, and I'm sure that the staff and all the players are going to be willing to work with him, and there's probably some guys in the locker room that can help him out as well.
Travis, whenever anybody asks me about you on the Flyers, I always say this line, that he's a guy that I would want on my team no matter the sport. And I honestly, I say that honestly. But I want to ask you, your game through the years, like when somebody asked me to describe you, oh, he's a pain in the ass who has a lot of talent that you're going to look at and say, oh, you don't think he's going to do what he does, but then he does it. How has your game changed since you've been here with the Philadelphia Flyers?
Yeah, I mean, I think kind of what you said there at the start, I knew, I had the ability to create offense, and I had, some different things to get under players' skin and try to be effective in different ways. And I think I've just found a way to kind of channel that into, making sure I'm just hard on pucks, use my energy in the right ways, and, try to be, kind of a leader in that way of working hard every night. And, I'm still growing, right? I'm still changing every year. So I still got a list of things that I want to implement to my game this year, and we just keep growing as a team.
Yeah, expectations for you guys. You surprised, and we all know what happened, obviously, at the end of the last season, so I'm not going to rehash that. But the expectations, going from where you were, you surprised a lot of people from the outside looking in. But when we talked to you guys during the season, it didn't seem like that big of a surprise. Going into this year, can you kind of carry some of that same feeling? Because when talking with you guys last year, you all were like, yeah, we knew we had this in us.
Yeah, no, I don't even like ignoring what happened last year. I think it's good. I hope every one of the guys took it home and watched the playoffs and realized where we could have been, and that feeling when they're sitting on their couch. It's not a good spot to be in, and I think it's a great lesson for everyone. Even myself, when you're playing kind of maybe a team at the bottom of the standings on a random weekday where it feels like those points matter at all times during the season, no matter where you're at, what you're doing. And I think it's just a valuable lesson for us. And as far as expectations, I think it's super important to just go into next season and not have any. Just go in, work hard, see what happens, and control what you can control, and we'll see where we're at the end of the year. Obviously, everyone has goals to make the playoffs. That's in the back of everyone's mind, but I don't think anyone's going in saying we need to be in this position. You just go in and work hard and continue to build and learn as a team, and then eventually we'll get there.
We're talking to Travis Konecny, the newly extended Philadelphia Flyer 8-year contract. That's got to kind of blow your mind a little bit, Travis. You're still a young guy. You've been here for how many years already? Like 7, 8-ish?
8.
Yeah, I think this one, this will be my 9th year. Yeah.
Can you imagine like a 16, 17-year career with one team? Like, that's got to blow your mind away a little bit.
You know what? It's kind of how I envisioned it. I just always, wanted to get into one spot and be, all in on one team, because it just feels right when you build relationships with staff members who have been there forever, that you know how badly they want it, just as bad as you do, and doesn't matter who it is. You go into the rink, and that one day when everything comes together and you guys have an opportunity to win it, you get to share that with all the people you've built and built relationships with, and that have helped you, whether it's in a smaller way, but you can enjoy it with every single one of them, and that's what I want, and with my teammates, my coaching staff, everybody there. I couldn't see it happening any other way than being a Flyer for life.
And you talked about, so it seems like this was almost, and I don't want to say a foregone conclusion because it's a $70 million contract, but it was a no-brainer for you.
Yeah, I just, I had, obviously we'd had conversations as a family, and for us, when you just talk about things in Philly and the setup we have, and the people there, the relationships we have, we wanted to stay in Philly, and there's a reason that I'm sure it's other places too, but I know there's a reason why when people retire they always end up back near Philadelphia if they're going to stay in hockey, and it's a great spot to be. It's a town that wants to win with their sports, the best fans in the world, so there was no question for me.
I do have to ask you about the Phillies, because I know you go to those games, and I know you love the Phils. We're talking about them. They made a trade today as well. So how do you juggle Red October and the start of your season? Because it's a parallel. It's a problem that a lot of us have, trying to watch the start of the Flyers and Red October.
Oh, no, I think it's great. I mean, it just kind of speaks to how I think I go about it. When I show up to the rink, I play my sport, I focus in, and I dial in for when I need to work, and then when you go home, you can just be a dad, be a family man. You can enjoy the Phillies. You can do whatever you want on the outside. So it don't really affect. I just I go through camp and work hard when I'm at the rink, and then when I get an opportunity to go to a playoff game and enjoy that, I'm going to do so.
Travis, I'm always interested in how professional athletes treat the off season, and I know from athletes past that I've covered that there is a relaxation time, no doubt about it, get the body to heal, all of those things, and then there's a time to ramp it up. But everybody's different. How do you handle an off season generally? Do you have a schedule that you usually follow?
Honestly, I found what's worked best for me is I have a gym just at my house here. And so I like to treat the summer like I'm not on a schedule, because you're on a schedule for every day of the season, whether it's a meeting, whether it's just showing up at whatever time. So I kind of go about my skates and my workouts like whenever, I can get into the gym that day. I have no specific time, but I'll just do it whether it's at 6 a.m. or maybe I do it at 7 at night. And in between, I enjoy being a dad and just hanging out with my wife and my kids and getting some golf in, and just a big mental break for me. But obviously when you're in the gym and when you're skating, you put in the work and you get the stuff done that you need to.
You got little guys down there. You got a 2-year-old, right? Or 1-year-old?
I got a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. Yeah.
There you go, 1 and 3.
What are you waiting for? Let's go. Need some more there, Travis.
Yeah. I love that he's still out there playing golf, though. I love it.
As a father of 4, I'm always encouraging people to have more kids to join the misery.
He's crazy. You're good.
Yeah. But
you're good.
Well, listen, we want to congratulate
you
on the extension. Thanks so much for giving us some time. And when the season comes up, we're going to be a pain in your butt and look to get you on the show as much as we can.
Thanks,
no
Travis.
problem. No problem. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right. Thanks so much. Travis Konecny from the Philadelphia Flyers, who's, I don't know.